Hi, today we're going to emboss, and that's the embossing tool, to deboss to get some really nice looking patterns. And here's an example of what we're going to do. And it's actually a pretty simple process. I'm just going to show you a couple of examples here. This is one that I did, and you should be able to see it here. It has a single deboss on it. And it has, a fairly good groove. And this is one where I did a double deboss, and it is a lot thicker. I know it's a little tougher to see on here, but to give you an idea, it's a lot thicker and it gives a nicer pattern. So I'm going to show you exactly what I did in order to make this happen. So let's go over to Cricut Design Space. I'm just going to click done here. We have a heart with a couple of lines that we're going to be working with. I'm just going to delete this one, and I'm going to start from scratch and show you exactly what I did. So let's just grab a shape. I like hearts, so we'll just grab a heart, and I'll make it quite big this time so that we can see what's going on. And I'll change that color to red. Now this is a great heart. We want the shape, but we want a nice little deboss, emboss design around the edges. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, and the first thing I'm going to do is select the offset. Now this offset is quite wide. I can make it as narrow as I want depending on the pattern that I want. So if I move this down to, let's make it 0.125, 0.125. That gives a nice narrow. I will just apply it. Click here, apply. I'm going to just change the color so we can see it. And there we go. We have a nice little line here. And then I am going to take this again. I'm going to offset the offset. So I'm not touching anything. I'm just clicking on offset. It's already set to 0.125, and I'm going to apply it. And of course I'm going to change that to another red. And that's just so we can see what's going on here. Great. So now we have the outside heart, and that's one we want to cut, but the inner two ones are where I want to put this nice little deboss side. So I'm just going to grab this one, going to change it from basic cut to deboss, and then the one behind it, that's the second one over here. If you look on your layers panel, I'm going to change that from basic cut to deboss as well. So now I have two deboss lines and a cut line, and of course I would want to attach these before I did anything. However, this is a single deboss, so it's not going to be that deep. You could pretty well use your scoring wheel or scoring stylus to do the same thing. What I want to do now is over in the layers panel is select these two items. So the two debosses, I'm going to leave the heart here, and I am going to duplicate them. Now I'm going to take everything right here. I'm going to align it to the center, and then I am going to take it all together and attach it. Now what that does is it gives 4 deboss passes, 2 for each line. Now if you want your line even deeper, you can add more of these offsets inside. But for now, that's all we want to do. Now, this is going to depend on the size that you want to cut it. I made mine 3 inches. This is 6 inches. It'd be a pretty big heart. So we can just change the size here. It's all locked together in size to 3 inches. And you'll see you get a nice dark deboss line going here. So the last thing you need to do is save this and make it. And then you'll end up with those nice deep deboss lines like I did on mine. So I hope you enjoyed this tip. Something to think about when you're using the deboss tool. If you do not have a deboss tool, remember you can use your scoring wheel or your scoring stylus to do almost the exact same thing.